before the nominations for the 2022 Oscars are announced. So we thought we'd watch this live, or I thought I'd watch this live. But just before we go to the Academy to watch the nominations being announced, I just thought I'd discuss some of the films that we should kind of keep an eye out for and sort of pay attention to and stuff like that. Obviously, Best Picture. I think we're going to see things like Belfast in there, The Power of the Dog, even Dune, I think. My worry is that it's going to be interesting to see how House of Gucci does in the nominations. Now, I think there'll be justice if Lady Gaga is nominated for Best Actress. I think one of the interesting ones in Best Actor will be, obviously, there's Will Smith for King Richard. I personally think it's going to be a bit of a shoe in there. I think he's going to win that one. But Benedict Cumberbatch is once again possibly going to be in the Best Actor category, and he's come so close before. You know, will this be his chance? The Power of the Dog is clearing up in a lot of other festivals, a lot of other ceremonies, so it'll be intriguing to see how he does. In the Best Actor category, there's also potentially Leonardo DiCaprio for Don't Look Up. And so it'll be intriguing to see who else is in there. Now, for Best Actress, I have my hopes pinned totally on Alana Haim, who's the co-star in Licorice Pizza. And wouldn't it be astonishing if Cooper Hoffman was also nominated for Best Actor, which could happen. He was nominated for a Golden Globe. That would be truly magnificent if, for such a sort of indie, feel-good indie movie by Paul Thomas Anderson, if the two leads got nominated there. I'm personally, that's where my hope and ambition lies, though I have seen The Power of the Dog, and I do think there is a huge argument that Benedict Cumberbatch stands a very, very good chance of winning. In the same breath, I would also say that Cody Smith-McPhee, who plays the young, slightly challenged boy or teenager in The Power of the Dog, he too could get the nod for Best Supporting Actor. Best Supporting Actress, I think my heart's going out for, and I'm hoping for, Jessie Buckley from The Lost Daughter, though I'd be equally as happy if Catriona Balfe is nominated. These are all potential nominations. I'm kind of working on the assumption that most of these are going to feature in these categories, but you never know. There might be none there, and there are always surprises with the Oscars, aren't there? There's always that sort of left field outlier that comes swooping in. For example, I've got this funny feeling House of Gucci is going to be nominated in virtually all categories. It'd be interesting if Jared Leto got nominated for Best Supporting Actor or something like that. So yeah, I think things like Best Song is almost more than likely. Billie Eilish is going to be in there. She'll probably end up winning it. Best Supporting Actor, I hope Jesse Plemons gets a nod. I also hope that Kieran Hines from Belfast, I hope he gets a nod. Well deserved. He's brilliant as the grandfather to the young boy. And then, you know, other categories like Best Original Screenplay, I think it'd be really nice if Aaron Sorkin got recognised for being the Ricardos. It was a brilliant movie, to be honest with you. We just haven't got around to reviewing it. The performances were great. Nicole Kidman just rescued her reputation for me, because I was beginning to worry she was just doing the same thing all the time. But the script is tight and the script is eye-opening. Adam McKay could be in there for Don't Look Up. We're on our own a bit with Don't Look Up. I think it had great ambitions. It sort of shot high but fell low, no pun intended. Adapted screenplay, Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog may well get a nod. Maggie Gyllenhaal might be picked up for The Lost Daughter, which was, again, check out our review, an intriguing and moving film. So these are all the possibilities. These are all the ones that I'm kind of rooting for and interested in, and some of the ones that I really hope don't get acknowledged too much. As I say, Lady Gaga, it might be her chance. She didn't get it with A Star Is Born, but this could be her opportunity to snag that Best Actress award. Though, if I'm brutally honest, I'm really hoping that Alana Haim wins it. So for astute observers out there, you'll see I've changed my top. I spilt water all the way down it. I've got my antisocial mask on because I don't want to give the Academy my COVID, and you know what it's like.
Understated and traditional.
Very much understated.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actress in a supporting role.
Supporting actress.
Jessie Buckley in The Lost Daughter. Ariana DeBose in West Side Story. Judi Dench in Belfast.
Wow.
Kirsten Dunst in Power of the Dog. And Ingenue Ellis in King Richard.
Wow, so already straight away in Best Supporting Actress, Jessie Buckley, very pleased about that, very pleased. Judi Dench, I mean, she was great, but I'm not entirely sure she was in it that much, was she? Maybe she was. Anyway, it's another nod. I mean, how many nominations has she had? Kirsten Dunst, she was very, very good in in The Power of the Dog. Could this be the start of The Power of the Dog clearing up? We'll have to wait and see. And Anjanou Ellis, another nomination there for King Richard. I'm really, really hoping Jessie Buckley gets it. Amazing when you think she came from the Graham Norton singing competition show. What an ascendancy to Oscar nomination.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Music, Original Score. Don't Look Up. Dune.
Oh, Dune.
Encanto.
Oh.
Parallel Mothers. And The Power of the Dog.
The Power of the Dog. Nanny Di is obsessed with the soundtrack there. That could stand a good chance. Parallel Mothers. I don't even remember the soundtrack particularly standing out. Don't Look Up. Okay. Dune, a magnificent score, but again, because it's a mainstream sci-fi movie, my hunch there is it's going to go to The Power of the Dog. I've got a feeling this year The Power of the Dog is going to clear up.
Adapted screenplay. The nominees are Coda, screenplay by Sean Hayter, screenplay by Ryusuke Hamaguchi and Taka Masaoka. Dune, screenplay by John Spates, Denis Villeneuve, and Eric Roth.
The Lost Daughter, written by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
And The Power of the Dog, written by Jane Campion.
Power of the Dog. I think that's going to be a competition between The Power of the Dog and Lost Daughter. Coda maybe could be an outlier there. Again, I don't think Dune's gonna nail it in these sort of really significant nominations categories. I think Dune's gonna do well in all the special effects, visual effects, edit effects, all that kind of stuff.
Here are the nominees for Original Screenplay. Belfast, written by Kenneth Branagh.
Don't Look Up, screenplay by Adam McKay, story by Adam McKay and David Sirota.
King Richard, written by Zach Balin.
Licorice Pizza,
Yes.
written by Paul Thomas Anderson.
And The Worst Person in the World, written by Eskil Vogt and Joachim Trier.
So there, original screenplay. I think it's going to be a battle between Belfast and King Richard. But hey, you never know. Licorice Pizza might get it. You never know. I doubt it though. I think it's going to be between Belfast and King Richard.
And now here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role.
Supporting actor.
Corinne Hines in Belfast. Troy Kotzer in Coda. Jesse Plemons in The Power of the Dog.
Yes, that's good.
J.K. Simmons in Being the Ricardos.
Oh, wow.
And Cody Smith-McPhee in Power of the Dog.
Well, there we go. Cody Smith-McPhee. I think, again, Power of the Dog, he could get it. J.K. Simmons was excellent in Being the Ricardos. Jesse Plemons, that's another great nomination. So 2 nominations for The Power of the Dog in Best Supporting Actor. So you've got to assume or think that perhaps that's going to do it. I think Kieran Hines is a real acknowledgement of a fabulous role. So both the grandparents in Belfast have been recognised. Coda, haven't seen it, but I've heard great things about it. But I think that's going to be either Power of the Dog, not surprisingly, or Kieran Hines as an outlier.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in
Billie
Music
Eilish.
Original Song. Be Alive from King Richard.
Dos Oruguitas from Encanto.
Down to Joy from Belfast.
No Time to Die from No Time to Die.
And Somehow You Do from 4 Good Days.
So once again, interesting that Belfast gets nominated for Best Song. My hunch on that is that it's going to be Billie Eilish with No Time to Die. What do you think, guys? I think it's pretty much a shoo-in.
The nominees for performance by an actor in a leading role are Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos.
Oh my God.
Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog. Andrew Garfield in Tick, Tick, Boom. Will Smith in King Richard. And Denzel Washington in The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yes.
Well, an intriguing selection there. Javier Bardem is the surprise. I mean, he was good in it, but for me, he was actually the weakest thing in Being the Ricardos. Benedict Cumberbatch, Power of the Dog, will he get it? Could it be a clear-up situation by Power of the Dog? Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom, Boom. Lots of you were recommending we should go and see that. Haven't seen it. Will Smith for King Richard. I think he might get this, but Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth, which me and Nanny Di will be reviewing very soon. I think me and Nanny Di differ on our opinions regarding Denzel Washington in The Tragedy of Macbeth.
The nominees for performance by an actress in a leading role: Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy
Wow.
Faye.
Olivia Colman in The Lost Daughter.
Wow.
Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers.
Wow.
Nicole Kidman in Being the Ricardos.
Okay.
And Kristen Stewart in Spencer.
Wow. Well, you could have knocked me out with a skipper, with a kipper, with a flipper, whatever it is. Jessica Chastain, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I saw that. I've seen that. It's quite something. I think it's quite kind of well deserved. Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter. She's won before. Don't know if she'll win again. Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers. She was very good in it, but I don't think she was given particularly much to do with the script. Nicole Kidman, that's a surprise. And Kristen Stewart for Spencer. I can't even get my head around that.
The first is for achievement in directing, and the nominees are Kenneth Branagh, Belfast.
Ryusuke Hamaguchi, Drive My Car.
Paul Thomas Anderson, Licorice Pizza.
Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog.
And Steven Spielberg, West Side Story.
Wow, so Best Director, Spielberg gets yet another nod. I doubt he'll be getting it. I think Jane Campion is probably favourite for The Power of the Dog. But there's Paul Thomas Anderson in there with Licorice Pizza. Could he be the outlier? Drive My Car, getting lots of nominations on the side there. Not seeing that. And Kenneth Branagh for Belfast. I genuinely think Jane Campion's going to win for The Power of the Dog. Nice to see Spielberg nominated again, but we can dream and hope that Licorice Pizza pips them all.
Here are the nominees for Best Picture. Belfast, Laura Berwick, Kenneth Branagh, Becca Kovacic, and Tamar Thomas, producers.
Coda, Philippe Rousselet, Fabrice Giaffermi, and Patrick Waxberger, producers.
Don't Look Up, Adam McKay and Kevin Messick, producers.
Drive My Car, Teruhisa Yamamoto, producer.
Dune, Mary Parent, Denis Villeneuve, and Cale Boiter, producers.
King Richard, Tim White, Trevor White, and Will Smith, producers.
Licorice Pizza, Sarah Murphy, Adam Somner, and Paul Thomas Anderson, producers.
Nightmare Alley, Guillermo del Toro, J. Miles Dale, and Bradley Cooper, producers.
The Power of the Dog, Jane Campion, Tanya Segachian, Emil Sherman, Ian Canning, and Roger Frappier, producers.
And West Side Story, Steven Spielberg and Christy McCosco Krieger, producers.
Wow, so there we have it, guys. Those are all the categories. No big surprises. I think I'm surprised that Javier Bardem has been nominated for Best Actor. I'm quite pleased to see Jessica Chastain being nominated for Tammy. Penelope Cruz, a surprise for Parallel Mothers as well. In the Best Picture category, I don't think Don't Look Up, Coda. I think it's more than likely going to be between King Richard and Power of the Dog. I think the Power of the Dog is positioned to be able to win quite a few here, isn't it? And obviously we've ignored the technicals, the cinematography, the editing and all that kind of stuff, but that's where often films manage to make their haul that much bigger. Directing, Branagh, Spielberg, Campion, Paul Thomas Anderson, Drive My Car again. Best actor, who else is in there? Benedict Cumberbatch, Andrew Garfield, that's really nice. He's a cracking actor. Will Smith again, Denzel Washington for Macbeth, bit of a contentious one in this household, I think there. Song, as we said, No Time to Die. Best supporting actor, Kieran Hines, Jesse Plemons, J.K. Simmons, Cody Smith-McPhee. If I was a gambling man, I'd say Cody Smith-McPhee is going to take that one. Original screenplay, I think likewise that could be King Richard or Belfast there. I think I'd like it to be Licorice Pizza, but I doubt it. Adapted screenplay, I think that might go to The Lost Daughter. I think Maggie Gyllenhaal could well end up winning an Oscar as a screenwriter. Music, Dune, Don't Look Up, Parallel Mothers. I think that should go to Dune. It's epic in scale. Supporting actress, Jessie Buckley, Ariana DeBose, Anjanae Ellis, Kristen Dunst and Judi Dench. I mean, obviously the Brits are going to be delighted that Dame Judi Dench gets a nomination and a nod again. I'm personally rooting for Jessie Buckley, but I think it might be the one major award that West Side Story actually wins, and I think Ariana DeBose is going to clear that one up. So there you have it. What do you think, guys? Were there any big omissions there? I was kind of hoping that Oscar Isaac might get a nod for his part in the card counter. But yeah, I think pretty much everything that's been released, everything's been represented. I think it's going to be the year of the Power of the Dog. If that doesn't happen, that will be a major surprise. But share your thoughts. Tell us who you think should have been nominated, who wasn't nominated. If I'm honest, I'm surprised Nightmare Alley is in Best Picture. Don't necessarily think it quite deserved that, though the production design, cinematography was epic and beautiful. Let us know your thoughts.
For more film and family fun, don't forget to click the subscribe button and make sure to click the bell to never miss an update.